Building lasting wealth isn't just about living comfortably. It's about gaining financial freedom, the ability to live life on your terms, and creating a legacy that benefits future generations. Often, people's mindset about money reveals a lot about their financial situation. Understanding wealth can seem challenging at first, but once the basics are understood, it becomes clear. When finances aren't working, it's usually because there's a lack of understanding about what wealth is and how money works. There's a difference between earning money, saving it, and making it work for you. Many people think of money simply as something earned through a job, where time is traded for pay, which is then used to pay bills and build credit. But money has a much broader role in wealth building. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful and want more content like this, comment more below. Let's keep going. Changing the way money is viewed can shift focus to a new, more effective purpose for it. In order to build a strong financial foundation, it's essential to have a solid base. Just like a house, this foundation should be built on truth. Once that foundation is in place, assets can be protected and steps toward wealth can be taken. One part of this foundation is income. Most people receive their income through a job, exchanging their time for pay. This income is then used to cover everyday needs, such as bills, food, and other expenses. But this is only one aspect of the larger wealth-building process. Because everything in life requires money, it's easy for people to focus on accumulating more of it. Many believe that the main goal of money is just to collect as much of it as possible. However, the truly wealthy understand that accumulating cash is not the primary purpose of money. Most people, particularly those with limited finances, have a pattern where money comes in and immediately goes out. This is what I call the out-go window in their financial structure. They focus on getting money only to pay bills, and often they become obsessed with keeping up with these bills. For them, the priority is simply having enough to cover expenses. For those struggling financially, the constant worry becomes, should I pay my water bill or my electric bill this month? Many people have been in situations where they're faced with tough decisions like, do I pay for my car insurance or my gas bill? This kind of stress comes from hyper-focusing on bills and seeing them as the main purpose of money. When money is only seen as a tool to pay bills, it keeps people stuck in a cycle of financial struggle. This focus on bills is a mindset that keeps people poor. The key to breaking out of this cycle is realizing that money isn't just for paying bills. There's a bigger picture when it comes to creating wealth. Middle-class people typically focus on paying their bills on time to maintain good credit. They often use debt to help with purchases, which is referred to as wealth-reducing liabilities, WRL. Their money comes in through their job, but they also borrow money to cover expenses. As a result, money flows through the debt window and then the outgo window for bills. The primary focus for many in the middle class is on managing and servicing their debts. A common mindset is that increasing income will solve financial problems. For example, someone might think that if they can increase their hourly wage from $15 to $35, their life will improve significantly. While making more money can make things incrementally better, it doesn't lead to exponential growth. Even with an income of $50, $75, or $100 per hour, many believe that a higher wage will bring them financial freedom and security. However, the reality is that simply increasing income without changing the approach to wealth building won't lead to massive, long-term wealth. Rich people understand that building wealth isn't about simply working for money, it's about creating income-producing assets. True wealth building requires discipline. It's about investing your time and money into things that don't provide instant gratification, but offer long-term returns. Delayed gratification means resisting the urge to spend immediately and instead investing for a future payoff. The wealthy master this by prioritizing long-term investments, whether it's a skill, asset, or business venture, while others focus on immediate pleasure. Instead of simply trading their time for money, they invest both their time and money into assets, things that will keep making them money even when they're not actively working. In the beginning, this process may not yield much. This is why many people never take this step. The truth is, you won't start making significant money until you stop relying on working for money alone. This doesn't mean quitting your job, but rather focusing on things that don't pay you up front. A key part of wealth creation is practicing delayed gratification, putting off immediate desires in favor of long-term goals. Most people tend to sacrifice long-term benefits for short-term pleasures, but the wealthy do the opposite. Whether it's learning a new skill, building wealth, or improving your health, the principle remains the same: prioritizing the long term over the short term. The reason for this is simple. The long term is more enduring than the short term. In a broader sense, this principle touches on life itself. Spiritual growth and the bigger picture are more significant than immediate physical rewards. When you start putting your time and money into income-producing assets, at first there's little return. But over time, these assets begin to generate small amounts of income, which grows as the assets become more productive. Eventually, these assets start generating enough income to fill the income window, which can then be reinvested to grow even more wealth. This cycle of reinvestment and growth is how true wealth is built. As you build your income-producing assets, the money that initially comes in starts to flow back into your system, creating a cycle of growth. Eventually, this cycle can become so productive that the income from your assets covers all your bills. Imagine having assets that can pay for everything in your life. For example, one of my books generates between $7,000 and $188,000 every month. I read it in 2006, and now, year after year, it continues to generate income, month after month. I don't need to do anything. This asset keeps working for me. I'm not sharing this to boast. It's just to illustrate the power of income-producing assets. These assets, whether it's a book or another form of investment, consistently bring in money without me having to do any extra work each month. If you're struggling financially, it's likely because you don't have these types of assets. Right now, your time and work are your only assets. That's okay for now, but if 5 years from now you're still relying solely on your time and effort, it may be time to rethink your strategy. As you keep building your income-producing assets, eventually, your asset window will grow so large that not only will it cover your bills, but it will also pay off your wealth-reducing liabilities like debts and expenses. This shifts the entire game. When I think about money, my mindset is different. Whenever I receive money, I don't immediately think about what I can buy or what bills I can pay. Instead, I ask myself, how can I use this money to acquire or enhance an asset that will generate more money? The goal is to turn each dollar into more money, continually building wealth through smart investments and assets. Some of you might not think about this when it comes to money. It's not even on your list of things to think about. And that's part of the reason you're struggling financially. You work hard for money, but you're not letting money work for you. Think of it like a garden. In a garden, you plant seeds, and over time, those seeds grow into something useful, like fruit. But if you don't plant the right seeds or take care of them, nothing will grow. The same goes for money. If you don't invest in the right things, you won't build wealth over time. The problem for many of you is that you haven't planted the right seeds. You haven't invested in things that will grow and produce wealth for you. You're working hard, but the system you're using to earn money isn't the one that's designed to create long-term wealth. You're not following the principles that were set up for success. To make things work for you, you need to understand and follow the right system the way it was created. Does that make sense? I know I'm getting a bit excited about this, but it's important to grasp. Once I understood this concept, everything changed for me. I became wealthy in my mindset before I ever saw that wealth in my bank account. I knew exactly what I had to do. It wasn't that I didn't have a job, it's that I focused for the first time on building assets. In April 1999, I made it my mission to acquire assets, more assets. I focused on what could generate money, and I knew that once I had those assets, the income would follow. Now, most people think that the key to becoming wealthy is simply saving money or accumulating cash. This is the mindset that many people are taught from an early age. They're told that money should be saved, and that's it. However, this isn't the path to true wealth. Saving alone doesn't create lasting financial growth. You need to focus on building assets that will continue to grow and produce wealth for you over time. Rich people understand that saving money isn't a great strategy. When you save money, it's actually losing value over time due to inflation. Inflation is the process where the value of money decreases. So even though you're saving, your money is worth less in the future. A lot of people think that the key to wealth is simply to save money and grow a big pile of it. They feel good about watching their savings grow and believe they're getting richer. But this isn't the best way to build wealth. Instead of thinking of money as something to just save and watch grow, consider it a tool to use. There's a big difference between cash accumulation and cash flow. Most people focus on accumulating cash, thinking that's how you get rich. However, I believe that having a strong cash flow is far more important than just accumulating money. I'd rather have steady cash flow, even if I don't have a huge amount of money saved, than a huge pile of money with no cash flow. If you just keep money saved and don't use it to create income or growth, it's like leaving seeds to sit in dry soil. But when you use your money to create cash flow, it's like watering and nurturing your garden. The more you invest in growing that cash flow, the more it produces, and your wealth continues to grow. If your money only comes in but never goes out, it's like having a big pile of cash that doesn't do anything for you. Many people have a lot of money saved up in accounts like retirement funds, but they don't have any regular income coming in from that money. So even though they have big savings, they struggle financially because they can't use that money to support their day-to-day needs. Their savings are locked up for the future, and they may not even get to enjoy it if something happens to them. The key to wealth is not just saving money, cash accumulation, but having cash flow, the steady income that comes from your money working for you. If you can create both cash flow and accumulation, that's even better. But how do you make sure your money keeps working for you, even when you're no longer around? One important thing to understand is that everyone, no matter how wealthy, will eventually pass away. What matters is how you manage your money while you're here and what legacy you leave behind. Wealth that lasts for generations isn't just about having a big pile of money. It's about creating a system that makes sure your wealth continues to grow and provide for future generations. If you don't set this system up, your wealth can disappear very quickly. In fact, many families who inherit millions of dollars end up losing it all in just a couple of generations. True generational wealth comes from setting up a system where money keeps growing and flowing, even after you're gone. This can be done by creating assets that generate income during your life and continue to do so after you pass away. For example, I've written books that still make money for my family, even though I wrote them years ago. The income keeps coming in because I set up those assets once, and now they continue to generate money without my daily involvement. Another tool that wealthy families often use to ensure their wealth lasts is life insurance. This can be used to create a system of cash perpetuation, where the wealth continues to grow and be passed down for generations. It's a strategy that many billionaires and wealthy families use to protect and grow their wealth long-term. By focusing on creating assets that keep working for you, both during your life and beyond, you can build wealth that lasts and provides for your family for generations to come. Life insurance is a smart way to protect and grow your wealth, and it offers a couple of key benefits. First, the money your family gets from life insurance after you pass away is not taxed. This means that your family won't have to give a portion of that money to the government. Most people think of life insurance as something to replace lost income when someone dies, but it can also be a powerful tool for wealth building. If you're serious about building wealth, it's worth considering life insurance for everyone in your family. Not just for yourself, but also for your spouse and even your children. While it's uncomfortable to think about, we all know that death is inevitable. Having life insurance on all your loved ones helps protect your financial future, no matter what happens. Now, I'm not selling life insurance. I don't make money off of it, but I've bought a lot of life insurance myself. Why? Because I want my wealth to continue growing even after I'm gone. What many people don't realize is how much a death in the family can affect your life. It's not just about the emotional pain, it's also about the practical challenges. When someone close to you dies, it's often overwhelming. It's draining, confusing, and difficult to focus on anything else, including work. Most people think they'll just get back to normal after a death. But when it happens, it's not that simple. That's why life insurance is so valuable. It gives you the financial freedom to take the time you need to grieve, without worrying about how to pay the bills. Sure, you might decide that returning to work right away is what helps you cope, but it's better to have the choice. Life insurance provides that option and helps ensure your family's financial stability, even when life takes unexpected turns. While your children may not directly bring in income, they provide something just as important, a sense of purpose, responsibility, and meaning in your life. However, if something tragic happens, like the loss of a child, you're not trying to make money from that situation. I get that. But it's important to think about how life insurance can help you in those hard times. You don't want to have to rush back to work when your family needs you the most, especially if they've lost someone important in their lives. If you're the strong one in your family, they're going to rely on you to be there for them, to support them emotionally, and to help them get through the toughest times. And yet, some people, especially husbands and fathers, don't have life insurance. This is a mistake, and I strongly urge you to do something about it if you haven't already. If you don't have life insurance, you're leaving your loved ones vulnerable, and you might even be leaving them with financial struggles when you're gone. Now, some people may say, well, my wife doesn't earn money, so why would I need life insurance on her? But think about it. If your spouse dies, you're going to need time to be with your children and help them cope with the loss. If you don't have life insurance, you might be forced to go back to work right away instead of being there for your kids during that difficult time. Having life insurance allows you the freedom to stay home and support your family without worrying about finances. We need to stop pretending that death isn't inevitable. The clock is ticking for all of us. If you set your life up with the right priorities, like life insurance, preparing for your family's future, and building wealth, you can create generational wealth. This is the first step in wealth building, and it's essential to understand. Let me clarify something. How much cash flow you have or how much money you accumulate doesn't necessarily define your wealth. Money isn't the true measure of wealth. Real wealth comes from your ability to create value for others. If you can offer something valuable to people beyond just yourself, that's wealth. But if all you can do is focus on your own needs, you're not really wealthy. Wealth building isn't just about money. It's about creating value and sharing it. And to build lasting wealth, you need to think about more than just assets and life insurance. You need to raise children who understand financial literacy and the importance of managing money wisely. If you teach them these principles, they can keep your wealth going long after you're gone, instead of losing it all. So if you're serious about building wealth, focus on increasing your cash flow, preparing for life's uncertainties, and passing down these values to the next generation. That's how you create lasting wealth. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. For more informative content on finance, entrepreneurship, and self-improvement, subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every other day to help you succeed in various aspects of life. Have a great day and see you in the next one.